waiting for an inspection by the Tennessee Department of Agriculture. From legal's perspective, we can conditionally approve subject to passing the inspection and the document being uploaded to the portal.
Nice. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you. Could you give us some information about your business?
Yes, ma'am. It's brand new 53. I'm sorry, Steve Smith?
Were y'all sworn in?
No, ma'am.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm, all three of you, do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're giving today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And just state your name.
Steve Smith?
Thank you, sir.
Brian Heminger.
Jared Freeman.
Thank you.
And Brian is our district manager. Jared's our store manager there.
Okay, good.
Okay,
I'm the president and CEO of Food City.
sounds good. So can you just give us some information on what your,
Yes, ma'am. It's a 53,000 square foot Food City store. It's really a very neat store that'll have a lot of fresh area to it. It's a little bit of a different design. We complied with the form-based code, so we'll have some townhouses behind the store.
I saw that.
That folks will occupy. In the Broad Street side of the store, 13th Street side of the store will actually be street front businesses, which I'm proud to say we've already got pretty much leased up. They'll be kind of a phase two. The store will open first, and then those businesses will open right after.
okay, sounds good.
Very good.
Are there any questions from the board? Are there any motions?
I'll make a motion, we approve the application.
Motion to approve the application by Dan and second by Ron. Brooke,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Reginald.
Yes. Yes.
Chair votes
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you all very much.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate everybody's help.
Thank you for your investment.
Thank you.
Hey, come see us. We'll be over there. Next class. So Dean.
So we need to hear,
Have you not seen it? Is that
No.
TVA? Oh, Chattanooga? Yeah, we're Beasley Distributing Company.
I don't see no. I'm not from here.
Yeah, there are. They're building the condos facing north.
Exactly.
12:30.
so is Kay's Tavern ready?
So I don't believe they showed up.
So there, it's not just.
I believe that was
So,
moved to regulatory, wasn't it?
Right.
We bumped that.
That was the one that was passed
which
over.
one?
Case Tavern, number 2 was moved to regulatory.
Yes.
Yeah, we moved that.
Number 1 is what we were moving to the end. And I can testify to what's
Could be.
left.
Yes, please.
I would probably recommend moving to regulatory as well. There is an approved electrical, plumbing was out there yesterday, but hasn't uploaded an approval yet. And then building cannot give their final approval until all the sub approvals have been done. So I would recommend moving to regulatory. So as soon as that's done, he can upload and then be good to go.
Okay, sounds good. Do we have a motion to move, SGVM Holding LLC
To the regulatory.
to the regulatory?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we move SGVM Holdings LLC, doing business as Blackstone Grill, to the regulatory authority for final approval.
Okay,
I second.
so we have a motion from, Dan, and second by J.W. Cole. Christie? Yes. Brooke?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Reginald? J.W. Cole?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you. Let's see. We have,
Was that for both of them or just for the Blackstone?
that's the same one.
The Blackstone and then you got Case Tavern.
No, not Case Tavern.
No, not Case Tavern.
No.
No, they've already been moved to
think it's
regulatory.
They went already, okay,
we're good.
okay.
Yeah, number
Just want to be
3.
sure.
So do you have some information about,
Yep.
the DLC?
By Delicia,
Yes,
number 3.
yes.
I do not know the specifics. Building is still on hold and hasn't given their approval. So again, this might be one that would be prudent to move to regulatory as well.
Okay. So do we have a motion to move this one to a regulatory agency as well?
Yes, I make a motion to move this to, regulatory.
Okay. We have a motion from J.W. Cole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ron Smith. Christie? Brooks? Ron? Dan?
Yes.
Reginald?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. So we have no record violations, no record applications, beer violation.
Representing Worldwide Ministries, doing business as Diamonds and Lace, Charles G. Westerland Jr., Harry V. Mahoney, Kenneth J. Kimmerow. The location is located at 115 Honest Street, Consumer Carryout, District 5, reference section, violation of Section 554, prohibit acts on premises. No operator, entertainer, or employee of any establishment licensed under this chapter shall permit to be performed, offer to perform, or allow customers, employees, or entertainers to perform sexual intercourse or oral or anal copulation or other contact stimulation of the genitalia on the premises. No operator, entertainer, or employee or customer shall encourage or permit any person under the premises to touch, caress, or fondle the breast, buttocks, anus, or genitals of any other person. No operator, entertainer, employee, or customer shall be unclothed or in such attire, costume, or clothing so as to expose to view any portion of the sex organs, breasts, or buttocks of said operator, entertainer, or employee with the intent to arouse or gratify the sexual desires of the operator, entertainer, employee, or customer. No entertainer, employee, or customer shall be permitted to have any physical contact with any other entertainer, employee, or customer on the premises during any performance, and all performances shall only occur upon a stage at least 18 inches above the immediate floor level and removed at least 6 feet from the nearest entertainer, employee, and/or customer. Any display of any films or pictures depicting any live performance of acts which are prohibited by subparagraphs A through D of this section is prohibited under the premises. And 17, the Beer Board may also, in its discretion, suspend, revoke, or impose a civil penalty for due cause not specified herein. The allowed provisions herein stated were violated on May 4th, 2024, per CPD number 2440577. Previous violations, none.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Sergeant Wood, of course. So I'll just go ahead and start from the beginning. On May the 4th of this year, myself, or my department, and the TABC were doing random bar checks throughout the city. We decided to stop in at Diamonds and Lace at 115 Honest Street. And I'll read from my police report if that's okay. I was conducting a bar check at this location along with TABC. I work for the Chattanooga Police Department as a regulatory unit supervisor, and I'm also the beer inspector for the city of Chattanooga. This location is advertised as a show bar. During the course of my inspection, I noticed an adjacent separate area to the business. There is a short hallway connecting the separate area. When I inquired about this area, I was advised that it was a private dance area. Since my unit also oversees adult entertainment, I wanted to check to make sure that no unpermitted acts were occurring at this location. Upon checking the area, I initially observed several empty areas that included a couch or chair and was covered by a thin black cloth that separated them. My apologies, I lost my spot here. I initially observed several empty areas that included a couch or chair and was covered by a thin black cloth that separated them individually. I then heard a female voice and a male voice a little further back in this separate area. I walked to the sound of the voices and observed a completely nude female straddling a male that was sitting in a chair. Neither party observed me. I went to ask for either a TABC agent or my partner, NPO Mosier, to come back to this location with me to be a witness. Several TABC agents and NPO Mosier accompanied me and also observed the female, who was still completely nude and continuing her actions. I identified myself as police and advised the female to put her clothes on and that we needed to speak. Once the female was clothed, I spoke to her and inquired as to whether or not she had an adult entertainment permit. She advised she did not. I also explained to her that even if she did have a permit, that she was still in violation by being completely nude. I explained to her the restrictions that the city of Chattanooga had for adult entertainment performers. I asked her name, and she identified herself as Miss Rayland. She explained to me that she was doing what everyone else does there and did not know that she was in violation of anything. She continued to say that everyone there does this. Upon checking the business, I discovered that the business does not have a current adult entertainment permit and that none of the employees there have an adult entertainment permit as well. I cited the business for prohibited acts on premises. The business will appear before the Beer Board on May 16 for this violation. As we know, that was passed. The investigation will continue to ensure that no other state laws or city ordinances were violated. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions from the board for Sergeant Wood?
Sergeant Wood, what time was this done?
We went there at 22:17 or 10:17 p.m.
All right, 10:17. Sergeant Wood, Madam, I'm just trying to process it.
Sure.
Because I hear several things. I hear that you spoke with the adult entertainer.
Correct.
She says she's doing what everybody else does,
That is what she said, yes, sir.
which means to me that this is an ongoing thing. And it's an ongoing thing. Let me stop right there. And you asked the employees that were there, do they have a permit? Now, when you ask those people, were they bartenders or were they dancers, clothed?
So let me clarify. I had asked the one individual that I saw unclothed if she had an adult entertainment permit. She advised she did not. I went back to OpenGov and pulled up the business to see if they had any adult entertainment permit or if anybody there had applied for one, and I did not observe any.
Okay, so on OpenGov.
I'm sorry, if anybody had applied for one,
If anybody had applied for one or the business had applied for an adult entertainment permit, and they had not.
and they had not,
Correct.
you trailed off, it's hard to hear. Can you put them out?
Sure, sorry about that.
Madam Chair, Mayor. Sergeant, were there any other dancers there that was clothed?
Yes, so absolutely. When I initially walked in, I was actually pretty happy with what I saw there. The only other thing that I did see that was of concern was their stage area, which was the appropriate height. They just didn't have a barrier per se between the stage and patrons. They had tape outlined around the stage, I guess at the 6-foot margin. That was really the only other thing that I saw there that was really concerning. I did observe other entertainers there that were clothed. Everything appeared to be operating as normal other than the one incident that I observed there.
And, Madam Chair, Mayor,
Go ahead.
when you spoke with the owner, or have you?
I have not spoken with the owner. I spoke with the manager on
The
duty.
manager, when you spoke with the manager about the adult entertainer not having the permit, his words or his response was?
It was a young lady that I spoke to. I would have to go back at my notes and I don't recall her name off the top of my head. I gave her my card. I explained to her the process and encouraged them to call and that I would walk them through the process of obtaining all the necessary permits they needed. To my knowledge, I've not been contacted or anybody's contacted our office to start that process.
Okay. So what I just heard you say, since then, whatever date this was, you have not received a phone call from nobody from this establishment to start the process?
That is correct.
I got a question.
Ron?
So this area this took place was connected to the primary.
So it was
location.
pretty unique. So used to, there was two separate businesses there.
Mhm.
You
I know
had
that.
Babe Sports Bar and then you had Diamonds and Lace. The way you go into place now is on the far right. If you're looking at the business, it's the far right-hand side. You go in and you have a little entry area there, and then you can go back to the bar area and the stage area. The private dance area is a hallway that comes off of that main entrance there, and you go back, and it opens up into a little bit larger area where they have that
Okay.
particular area.
All right, thank you.
When you say that they did not have a adult permit on file, they're operating as a show bar. Can you tell us the difference between the two?
So now, my recollection is when that business came here, that it was going to be a bikini bar.
That's correct.
We have another bikini bar on East 23rd Street, because they're not doing any per se adult entertainment. They're not required to have those adult entertainment permits as they're fully clothed.
Okay.
Is there any other questions for Sergeant Wood?
I have questions when I get the
Yes,
opportunity.
yes, sir.
What is your name?
My name is Gary Veazey, Veazey. I'm an attorney from Memphis, Tennessee, 780 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm prepared to go if y'all are finished with your questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sergeant Wood, you've established that you first went into a bar area, correct?
Correct.
That's designated, excuse me, that's designated as Unit B. Did you notice that?
I didn't see any signs that would establish a unit B or A or whatever.
Okay. When you enter into that building, that is where they're serving alcohol, correct?
Correct.
And I believe your testimony was that, in your opinion, they were complying in that unit there,
In the bar area, yes.
in the bar area.
Yes.
Did you observe any sales of alcohol in the second unit that you testified to earlier?
I did not, no, sir.
Did you observe any alcohol in the location at all?
I did not, no, sir.
Did you observe the signs in the Unit B where the alcohol is sold that prohibited alcohol from being removed from that location?
I don't recall seeing a unit A or B, but I do recall seeing a sign in that particular hallway that says no alcohol past this point.
Okay. Did you observe a individual that was monitoring that door into the bar area or out of that bar area?
So if I understand your question correctly, when you go in that hallway, you go back a little ways and there appears to be what's a bar there. There wasn't a gentleman there working that. Now that area where that bar was, I think there was a refrigerator, but it had like Red Bulls and waters in it.
But there was no alcohol being sold in the dance area is what your testimony is.
The private dance area?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
There was no alcohol being consumed in that area.
The private dance area, correct.
Correct. There was no alcohol even visible at all in that private unit where you have to go through a door, correct? To get into this private dance area?
It's more like a hallway.
Well, isn't there a door there as well?
I don't remember if there was a door there.
You don't remember if that door was closed off and you had to open the door to walk through to that
So
building?
no, I did not open a door to go through. It was a hallway I walked through.
There is a hallway, but there's also a door into that unit of the private dance area. Do you recall that?
I don't recall seeing a door, no, sir.
Okay. But you don't recall it, but therefore you can't say that there was or was not a door that was closable on that unit.
I don't remember seeing a door there.
Okay. Does this board have jurisdiction over adult entertainment?
They did not.
Okay. So this board is concerned, in your understanding, with the sale and the regulation of consumption of alcohol.
Correct.
And so there was none in the private dance area.
Correct.
Thank you. That's what I have for this witness.
Do you have any questions for Attorney, is it Jesse?
Veazey, Gary Veazey.
Catch it.
I'm sorry?
Spell that again, your last name.
V is in Victor, E-A-Z-E-Y.
Okay. Thank you.
if we're finished with this witness, I have a witness as well.
Okay.
Ally?
Was she sworn in, Mr. Beebe?
She was.
Okay. What's your name?
My name's Alex Tierney.
Alex,
Tierney,
spell your last name.
Tierney.
And Ms. Tierney, you're the general manager of the bar area of this location?
Yes, sir.
Are there marked indications of the units of that location designated A, B, and C?
Yes, sir.
Where the alcohol is permitted and sold, is that unit B?
Yes.
Is that the unit where Sergeant Woods went in and inspected and gave his testimony today?
Yes.
Do you allow alcohol to leave that unit B with a customer?
No.
Do you have signs that are posted that prohibit alcohol from leaving that unit?
Yes, multiple signs.
Do you have individuals that are there to enforce that signage that there is no alcohol that leaves that unit B?
Yes, sir.
So unit B is the permitted location and all alcohol consumed is in unit B, correct? It's not sold in any other portion of that building? Is there a doorway into the private dance area?
Yes.
Is that doorway always closed?
Yes.
Okay. And were you there when Sergeant Woods was, made his appearance on May the 4th?
I was not.
Okay. So, there is no alcohol consumed in the private dance area?
None.
None sold? None allowed outside of the permitted unit B?
None.
Okay. That's what I have.
Are there any questions? For Ms. Sachs?
I have a question. This will be, counsel, it might be for you, but, so 115 Honest Street is comprised of unit A, B, and C. Is this
There are
correct?
3 separate units, yes, sir.
Okay. Bertha, in our original application, does it designate unit A, B, or C?
It only designates B. B as in boy.
B as in boy. Okay, very good. All right, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not aware of any additional testimony, but by way of a closing statement, I would ask this body to recognize its jurisdiction is over Unit B, where the testimony was compliance in Unit B. So I don't know that this unit has jurisdiction over other businesses in this location that are not alcohol related or permitted. So we would ask that this be dismissed.
Are there any questions? Yes, please.
What business operates in Unit A?
Well, what I hear is a private dance facility. I'm not familiar with that aspect of my representation since I'm representing the club that is permitted for Unit B.
So Diamonds and Lace has unit A, B, and C?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Does Diamonds and Lace have units A, B, and C?
There are A, B, and C units there, 3 separate locations in this facility. Yes, sir.
And our license is for B.
Lace is operating out of unit B.
Yes. Well, yeah.
But this is all under 115 Honest Street. Is that correct?
It's my understanding that it is 115 Honest Street, but there are like different bays of different locations of a strip center.
Are they all carrying 115 Honest Street?
Well, they have to be, but they would have to have a further moniker of Unit A, B, or C.
And so Madam Chairman, and so your claim is Officer Woods was in unit A or C.
A or C, I'm not sure which one,
And B.
but not in the permitted
Which,
alcohol consumption and sale location.
Bertha, you're saying our license, the application, it states for unit B.
It states 115 Honest Street, Unit B.
Thank you.
Clarity.
So if I may, TBC agent Travis, he would be willing to come up and testify to maybe help us shed some light on some of the doorways and some other things
Okay,
there.
that sounds good.
That'd be great.
Look, you got A, B, and C.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm Special Agent Travis Patton from the Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission. If you're not familiar with ABC, we are the state licensing and regulatory authority for alcohol in the state. We also have a law enforcement division that investigate crimes that involve the alcoholic beverage industry. So on May 4th, we conducted a bar check at 115 Honest Street. I'm actually just going to read my report. I wasn't going to, but I've decided it's best. On May 4th, 2024, at approximately 2200 hours, I, Special Agent Patton, and other TABC special agents conducted a bar check at Diamonds and Lace, 115 Honest Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Agents, along with CPD Officer Sergeant Wood and Philip Mosier, entered the front door of the business, which is the only exterior door open to the public, and spoke with Tyson and the manager on duty, Ice. Tyson was the security officer working the door that night. Ice was the manager. I explained the purpose of the bar check. Security Officer Tyson was welcoming and stated the bar was 21 and up. Both Ice and Tyson stated trouble was rare at the establishment. I never entered the bar and stayed at the front desk for most of the visit. Ice explained that the large room to the east of the front desk was the VIP area for lap dances. This area, prior to ownership change, was a separate business known as Diamonds and Lace. The current Diamonds and Lace bar was an area previously owned by Elizabeth Martin and called Babe Sports Bar. Those were two separate businesses at one time. Prior ownership. Sergeant Wood entered the VIP area and Officer Mosier and returned to tell me that a female dancer was given a private dance and that she was completely nude. I entered the VIP area to see a counter where non-alcoholic drinks were sold. The employee at the counter stated he worked for Diamonds and Lace and that products sold at this counter were sold by Diamonds and Lace. I was asking, and he was implying that the VIP area was part of Diamonds and Lace business where he worked. I took pictures of multiple open doors. One must walk through to enter the VIP lounge. These doors were posted no alcohol past this point. I returned to the front door to talk to Tyson and Ice to ask additional questions about the VIP lounge. The man who was receiving the private dance returned carrying an open cup. I asked if people carried drinks into the VIP area. Tyson replied they tried to prevent it. The dancer, when I saw her, was returned to the bar wearing a bright orange or salmon-colored G-string top and bottom. It would have been easy for someone to tell immediately if she was nude or not. From the counter, I could see into the bar where a second dancer was performing on stage wearing a dark-colored G-string showing almost all her bottom. Her nipples were covered. I discussed terms with the officers and agents present. Full nude dancing would be legal in a Tennessee business. The topless dancing would be illegal in a business where alcohol is served. Everything under the roof of this business is under the same business, Diamonds and Lace. If they're saying the VIP lounge is not their business, their employees are present and selling non-alcoholic beverages in a room, and that room is only accessible through Diamonds and Lace. The other doors to this area were locked. They were advertising posters hanging on the wall showing full butt crack of a lady. Sergeant Wood shared with me that many of the dancers were working without the adult entertainment cards required by the city. I do have pictures. So to clarify on something, the city's rules for topless dancing, nude dancing, are a little bit more liberal than the state's. So where wine and liquor is sold, licensed to be sold, a G-string is not enough. They would have to have more cover than that. I'll refer you to our legal. They've given us training. That's their area. But basically, what I saw from the front counter into the bar area is almost exactly what I took from their Facebook post. Absolutely. It's from your client's Facebook page, so public record.
So this is advertisement. This is not what
But that
you
is,
observed.
But that is very similar to what I saw, and that would be our violation. That would be a violation. What I'm saying is, I didn't want to humiliate the young lady. She's already humiliated enough. I didn't want to see her nude. I'd already encountered a violation, and it mirrors basically what their dancer was doing on their social
Well,
media
you're
page.
saying, you're testifying about what you would say a violation of Tennessee Alcohol Beverage Commission.
Correct.
And we're not in a beverage commission hearing.
I am aware of that.
Okay, so what you're testifying to is some speculation about what their advertisement says.
We have a lot more to cover. I don't want to waste the board's time with my concerns about our violations. All I'm saying is, from where I was standing, I could see violations. When the dancer did get dressed and come and talk with me, she was humiliated. She did not deny nude dancing. Let's get back to the violation. So, our licensees are not allowed to turn on and off their area. So that entire area, the VIP area, was only accessible from interior doors, from the commonly known diamonds and lace show, but the main door, basically, all right? So you enter a lobby, you can walk straight ahead through an opening to enter the bar, you can hang a left and walk through an opening, actually two openings, which would be the VIP area. I have pictures of those. Those doors were not closed. There were doors there, the doors were open, there were signs that said no alcohol past this point. We had licensed that area for alcohol sales.
You had licensed what area?
The VIP area. Okay, so.
No, look, Paul, where is
You've
your
given us
license?
false information.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
You're giving false information.
if that
What is
area is
the TABC
accessible.
license?
Sir,
What is it?
can we get the pictures from you?
Yes, absolutely.
Speak a minute of time, please. I'm getting crosstalk, not just concern the word.
If it's an area that's accessible by entering the front door, it's part of the licensed area. That is their business. That is the area that's licensed.
Thank you.
So
I'm
based
gonna hand you
on,
this.
Madam Chairman?
May I?
Okay.
So, officer, can you explain what we're looking at one more time?
Hold the picture.
The doors.
Those are the doorways you would enter to go to the VIP area from the front door, from the counter. There's a lobby that's a counter that's probably 400 square feet.
So I heard you say, I'm processing, there's only one exterior door to enter.
That is the
inside
key word.
Diamond and lace.
One exterior door. There was only one unlocked door and only one door, well, it might be a double door, but they're together, that you would enter to enter the VIP area, the bar area, or the lobby area of Diamonds and Lace. So anything that you would walk into the front door would be Diamonds and Lace.
So I'm processing what you said, Madam Chair.
Yes.
So what I'm processing, because we have a unit A, B, and C, what I'm hearing you say is there only way inside the unit B, C, or A and C is through unit B, which we are licensed for as well. Yeah.
It's all under one roof.
It's only one roof. Gotcha.
Is there more than A, B, and C?
This is the first I've ever heard about A, B, and C. We license Diamonds and Lace at 115 Honor Street. And if you walk in the front doors, you're in Diamonds and Lace. That's,
So, Madam Chairman.
and we're not talking about knocking down walls or getting bolt cutters out and cutting locks off doors.
Yeah.
The doors were open. It's one business.
So,
I was gonna say, in speaking of the zoning, there's one electrical meter for this business.
There's one,
One electrical meter for this business.
One electric meter.
Okay.
okay, won't let you, and Madam Chairman, I have to follow up. You're stating that TABC has license for Diamond and Lace for the building 115 Honest Street.
Correct.
The
If
whole
you
building.
enter the front door, if you can access an area from the front door, it's a licensed area.
TABC.
So what I'm trying to say is, a licensee would never be able to say, hey, we don't use that closet. That closet is not part of our licensed area. If I had to exit the building and go in another door to get VIP area, it'd be another business, whether it's licensed or not. You know,
Gotcha.
it'd be another-
Okay.
This was all under one roof. It's one roof.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Would you inspect that for me, sir? What does that purport to be?
Okay, I see where she is Unit B. you would have to put up
Tell
your
me
wall.
what that-
You've provided false
Please, sir.
information to the commission.
Please, sir.
You would need to
What-
put up a wall to close off that area.
I'd ask that you respond to the question.
Yes,
What does that appear to be?
it says Unit B.
What does that appear to be? Is that a state of Tennessee license?
This is a liquor license. This is my liquor license.
This is a liquor
Yes.
license?
Yes.
This is a liquor license issued by the state of Tennessee?
Correct.
And you testified that there is no designation under your license of a Unit B?
If I enter, do I enter the front door for Unit B?
I'm asking you, sir, what does that license tell me by looking at that picture?
We have licensed Diamonds and Lace at 115 Honest Street, Unit
Unit
B,
B.
for Worldwide Ministries, okay? If I enter that door, if I can enter any part of that business from the front door, that is your license, that is your area, that is where you are operating business.
Now you're speculating. What
I'm
I'm
not
asking,
speculating, I'm stating the way we have you licensed.
you have me licensed as Unit B.
Unit B, if I enter your front door, if I can access it from,
Sergeant Woods, would you pass that to the board, please?
if I enter the door, basically, if you invite me into your home, okay? Everything that's inside your home is your home, is it not?
I'm going to object that we're not talking about homes. We're talking about licensed locations. And this license for the beer application is Unit B. The Tennessee liquor license is Unit B. And everything else you're testifying is speculation, and I'm going to object to that.
It's not speculation. If I enter, it is your licensed area. If I enter the front door and I can access it, that is your licensed area.
Madam Chairman?
We don't, here's the issue.
We have a question from the board.
Can I ask you a question? Is there, I don't know, Sergeant Woods, yourself, or zoning, is there anything stating 115A or C as a business? Do we have anything on record regarding that? I mean, because we keep going separating A, B, and C. Is there anything listed that there should be A, B, and C?
So looking at the beer permit itself that was issued from the city treasurer's office, I show business or doing business name as The Pony, location 115 Honest Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee 37421. I don't see any section that says A, B, or C, none of that according to the beer permit.
Thank you, sir.
I'll testify as far as the beverage certificate of occupancy, which is issued by the building department, which is under the umbrella of the land development office, which is the same umbrella that zoning falls under. This address is stated, the site address is 115 Honest Street. There is no designation of a suite. There is no designation of a unit. So to confirm that, I contacted EPB to see if there was a separate electric meter.
Okay.
I cannot find a separate CO. There is no separate electric meter for that other portion that is allegedly suite or unit B or anything like that. But for the CO for beverage, which is what the beer permit was issued off of, it is strictly 115 Honest Street. There's no designation of a unit or a suite
Okay.
on the permit or the certificate of occupancy.
Thank you, sir.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I have a question. So, you walked into Unit B when you did your checks.
We walk to the front door.
You walked to the front door.
That's the only door you can walk through
And
as a
when you
customer.
walked through the door, you walked through those separate rooms, you walked to those separate rooms that's in that building that he's saying is in Unit A or C or whatever. That was
Yes,
still
there
under the
there
roof
are
of
doorways,
B.
the doors were open. They were not labeled Unit A, Unit B, Unit C.
And they
There
were
was
all
a sign
under
that
B.
says no alcohol past this point.
Under 115.
So I said in my report, the employee that was in the VIP dance area worked for Diamonds and Lace. He told me he worked for Diamonds and Lace. He told me that the drinks he was selling were sold through the business of Diamonds and Lace. This is all one business under one roof. It's like 99% of them out there.
Is there any way that we can get a copy of your report so we can look at it? I know that you.
I'll give my statement. I'll give everything I brought today, which is statements, and the pictures were taken offline. There is a separate picture I took of one of their posters hanging on the wall that I'll provide to the board.
We can make a copy of it and give it back to you.
These were copies.
Okay.
They can be kept by the board.
I have a question. The employee that you spoke with that said that he works for Diamonds and Lace, what was his name?
Oh, there were 3 employees. I didn't catch the dancer's name. I didn't write it in my report. It sounded like exactly what Sergeant Wood had said. They go by aliases, yes, for understandable reasons. I didn't put her name in the report. I don't, this young lady was humiliated.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. Tyson was the security officer and Ice was the manager that was working that night. I don't know why they're not here.
He was Tyson was the security guard.
Tyson was
Who was
working the
Ice?
door. We called him doorman back in my day. He's the
Manager.
doorman.
The employee that worked in the private area, the private room at that bar.
I did not get that name.
Does that make it?
No.
Area, that non-alcoholic beverage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you asking the adult entertainer, her name?
No,
The
person
selling
Red Bull.
They said, the person selling Red Bull
Oh,
is
gosh.
water.
I would have to go back and look at notes. I don't recall his name.
We verified that they are employees there. They said that they're employees
I
of Diamonds
do
and Lace.
remember him stating that he worked for Diamonds and Lace, yes.
Are there any other questions? Brooke, do you have a question?
So the argument is that the license is for B, and we don't have jurisdiction over B, but we were alerted that there's no such thing.
Correct.
So
The license is over B.
it's the whole building. You can call it whatever you want, correct?
Yes, it's the whole.
I'm asking the legal gentleman, is that correct? Like, do we have any jurisdiction here? It sounds like A, B, and C is made up. You can call it whatever you want.
So from a legal perspective, the code regarding, let's see, go down here. Regarding beer, there is no definition of premises, so I think the question for the board is to ultimately decide whether it falls in the definition of premises. As stated in, what was the citation number?
54. Prohibiting acts on premises.
Yeah, 574, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So the question becomes, it's whether it falls into the definition of premises under 574.
554.
54, I
Yes.
apologize, 554.
I have the regional manager here that would like to testify if he could.
Okay. Has he been sworn in?
He has not.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
And what is your name?
Michael Dickinson.
Michael?
Dickinson. Dickinson. I just wanted to take a minute to address the board. You guys have heard a lot of great arguments today from our lawyer, Mr. Veazey, and I respectfully ask that you please consider them and consider jurisdiction and consider what the jurisdiction actually is. We live in a land of laws, whether you like what we do or not. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, maybe you're somewhere in the middle, but we live in a land that's governed by laws and jurisdiction. And I ask that you please abide the letter of the law to what the jurisdiction is, Suite B. Our conduct in Suite B is governed by what the beer board says. Otherwise, other places you may not like it, but Suite B is what your jurisdiction is over. Here today on this date. I also wanted to add that we have been a great corporate neighbor over the last year and a half. We have had no trouble, like most of the bars in Chattanooga that are riddled with violence and trouble and shootings. We've had none of that at Diamonds and Lace. We've kept that area clean. We've kept that area nice. The parking lot paved, well lit. We have no trouble there. In fact, police officers, before all of this, came almost every night to check in on us. We had 2 or 3 Chattanooga police officers there every single night around 11 or 12 at night. They were in the lobby. They saw what's going on. So if this is a problem, it must be somebody that's just called the beer board because they're mad at us or whatnot. The police have been in our establishment multiple times over the last year and a half, all the time. Alex can attest to that. She's there every night. They're there all the time. I also wanted to add that I think that it's terrible we sit here and talk about women being humiliated. The women who work at our club, that perform at our clubs everywhere, are young, powerful, independent contractors. This is 2024 we're talking about. We shouldn't be sitting here saying, oh, this one was humiliated. Oh, it's humiliating for people. It's empowering. I saw some statistic on the news the other day. 60-some% of young women are involved in sex work or OnlyFans now. It's accepted. So it's not something we should be sitting here as men or older women and looking down on these young women saying, oh, they're humiliating themselves. No, they're empowering themselves. Most of them are single mothers. What's another job where you can get today in 2024 where you can make $80,000 a year other than performing as an entertainer? You can't make $80,000 a year if you have two or three children and no fathers around and the court won't enforce child support. And you can't do that these days. We give young women the opportunity to empower themselves. And I hope that all of you look at us as a responsible corporate neighbor that allows females to have an opportunity to empower themselves, not humiliate themselves. I heard that word so many times today, and it makes me sick because we're not here to make anybody humiliated. Nobody's ever humiliated. People pay their bills, and our establishment, we allow people that don't have a great way to make money. Maybe their life circumstances, maybe they don't have an education, maybe they have problems, no father in the picture for their kids. They can come to our place and they can be independent contractors, or they're not employees, independent contractors, and they can make an honest living, and they can pay for a house, they can pay for a car. And I'm very offended that we sit here and say the woman that was humiliated. No one's humiliated. They're empowered. And I ask respectfully today that all of you on the board, please consider that, and please consider the fact that, we've been a good neighbor. We've done everything to clean up the area. We have no crime, no violence over there, unlike a lot of other places here in Chattanooga. We have good relations with the police. The police come in, they ask us anything, we tell them. We encourage them to sit in our parking lot, and I ask that you please consider those facts.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. By way of closing, Mike was correct that how the permit is issued is a determinative fact. Whether zoning agrees or TABC agrees that the license is a very specific license for Unit B. The testimony from Sergeant Woods was there were no violations that he observed in Unit B. So we're dealing with Unit B, which is the extent of this jurisdiction on this board, to enforce your regulations to your permitted businesses. And this is a permitted business, permitted in Unit B of 115 Honest Street. And the testimony was there was no violation in Unit B. So I'd ask you to dismiss this complaint.
Are there any other questions from the board? Sergeant Wood, I have a question.
Go ahead. Sure.
In regards to the adult entertainment permits, are you getting that?
Ma'am, that is not the scope of my retention. My retention is to defend the license establishment of 115 Unit B, 115 Honest Street, Unit B. If I am engaged to provide opinions and advice on that other business, I will engage with that client in that communication. But today I'm engaged and retained for the beer license and the potential sanctions on this business as a result of Sergeant Woods bringing this violation to the board.
Sergeant Woods? Yes, hold on. Sergeant Wood, let me ask a question real quick. So with the adult entertainment, is there any other violations that can be brought up other than to this board?
I would say it falls under prohibited acts on purpose, or premises rather, prohibited acts on premises. I mean, it's very specific in the fact that there's not supposed to be any sex organs displayed, anything of that nature. I would believe that it would fall under the beer board's authority just based on the prohibited acts on premises.
And I know Brooke had her hand up.
Go
Madam
ahead,
Chair.
Jay.
But I want to follow up to your question. We had the GM and the manager or district Dickinson who spoke and the manager. We need an answer to that. We would like to hear an answer to that question.
Yes.
I mean, they spoke, so we can ask them a question, can we?
Yes, we can.
Just to see if they're going, if it's in process, if it's not in process.
That's,
Can you come up, please?
you should.
And state your name one more time, please.
Michael Dickinson.
Michael Dickinson?
Yes, Dickinson.
Okay, I want to make sure I have that correct.
Yes, ma'am.
So my question was about the adult entertainment permit that was spoken about that you did not have for your business or for your employees.
Our understanding is that adult entertainment permit clashes with a beer permit, and that if you have a beer permit, you can't have an adult entertainment permit, and vice versa. If this board says today that getting an adult entertainment permit will solve all of our problems, and relinquish this board and let us walk out of here with no problem, sure, we'll do that. That's the least of our, getting a permit, getting an adult entertainment permit is the least of our problems, but my understanding is that the adult entertainment permit runs separate from the beer permit in that they don't interact with each other. Because with an adult entertainment permit, I believe entertainers can be topless without pasties, which you cannot have in a beer permitted premises. Is that correct? He said that's correct.
And if that's the case, though, to my understanding, you would have to have two different businesses,
Yes.
and you don't have that.
We have some, my understanding, well, we believe that Suite B is our alcohol permitted premises. And if this board is wants to, I guess, make legislation and say that we can have an adult entertainment permit in the beer permitted area and make that legislated today, we're fine with that, that's fine. But you can't have both. Maybe the Chattanooga City needs to fix the problem legislatively.
Okay, Ron, you had a question?
No.
No, Christie?
So you said the beer permitted area is B,
Yes, ma'am.
so A and C is y'all's too?
We don't have any beer in there, that's why we have the signs posted and enforce no
So
alcohol.
A and C belongs to you all?
It does, yeah.
Yes, it's all, we have different, yes.
So I have a question.
Ron?
Dan.
Dan, sorry. You're gonna answer to me? Dan, sorry.
I'll answer to anything. Officer Wood, what is the process for getting this adult?
So there's a whole other process on OpenGov that they have to go through. We have other adult entertainment establishments here in the city, bookstores, video stores, et cetera.
Okay.
So there is an established process on OpenGov. It's, user-friendly. If they don't, they have any questions or whatever, they call our office. We're more than happy to walk them through it.
Okay, but there is a separate application for this type of entertainment.
Correct.
But beer and alcohol, they can't do it.
Get it, both of
So
them.
that's why they.
Or they couldn't
I
get
understand.
one for A and C.
And when Officer Wood, in his report, I remember when you were at the facility that night, you told everybody to get their adult permit. You said that, yes, sir, right?
I asked for it.
Yes, correct. I'm not fighting with you about that. But we came here, nobody called you because you wanted to come here today and get answers, hopefully from this board on some way, because it appears on the surface that the beer permit and the adult entertainment, they clash with each other. So, I guess we need, if you guys want to change legislatively or whatnot, that's fine. Or if you tell us today that.
That's city council. That's not us, it's the city council. That's the legislative.
So that's our, I guess, question or report to Officer Wood, Sergeant Wood.
Okay.
We would, if it was the law and we could comply, we would, but it seems like these two things clash against each other.
Okay. So is there any other questions from the board?
Yeah, so we're really just here to discuss the prohibited acts.
Yes, on the premises.
The not having an adult license doesn't matter to us, that's not our business. What we need to get down to, if I'm correct, is that we can't do anything about the beer violation because we're only in control of B. But the city said there's no such thing as B.
Correct.
It's all one business.
Correct.
According to the city, which is what, we're only allowed to do what they say we can do, correct? So do we vote on this, or what do we do?
Yeah, so just going back to what the code reads, the code has no definition for premises. So the question is based on the violation that you have, 554, Unit B, the board is left with the question whether Unit B encompasses that or not. And then if so, whether the violation would be sustained or not.
So the violation
And so-
doesn't say Unit B, though. It just says 115 Honest Street, correct?
But the evidence today has established some sort, at least some conflict in terms of what is Unit B versus Unit A, and so that's for you all to weigh.
Okay.
Can I just reiterate to the board that the
ahead.
license just simply says 115 Honest Street?
And the zoning said the business is 115 Honest Street, so A, B, and C is a loophole. In my, I'm not a lawyer
So,
mind.
Bertha, what did you
So
see?
do we just vote on
Because
this?
you did mention something about B. The application had B on it,
The
but the
license.
license does not.
So then that's that.
Honest, the manager just testified that they do have A, B, and C,
Yeah,
so.
he says theirs.
Okay, there's crosstalk going. I was listening to Bertha, so I did not.
Go ahead, Bertha, what did you say?
The application, they made an application for Unit B. I don't know what the license, we don't issue the license in our department. It's issued by the city treasurer's office, so I don't know what's on the license.
Okay.
I would suggest that the issuance was following the application. I don't know, but it's clearly a distinction with the Tennessee licensure. It's clearly a distinction in the application process. Now, I don't know what zoning thinks or does, but clearly the licensure application and the issuance from the state shows a very specific unit, Unit B, as its licensed location.
The license doesn't say B, correct?
Right.
So then legally, the license says 115 Honest Street, not A, not B, not C. I
That
just
came
looked
from
at
the
it.
Treasury office.
Okay.
That's what it says, 115 Honest
I just
Street.
looked at
There
it.
is no other.
So then we need to talk about,
So we need to make a decision whether or not we're going to sustain the violation for prohibiting acts on the premises or to not sustain, and then we'll go from there. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that we sustain this violation for 554 prohibits acts on premises.
Okay.
On the fact that we've heard that there's only one electric meter, one front door, and various other things that there's really, and cannot turn on and off different sections of the premises.
Okay.
Okay, so my motion is to sustain this as a violation.
Okay. Do you have a second? Okay, so we have a, motion to sustain by Ron Smith, and second by, J.W. Cole. Christie? Brooke?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Rachel?
Yes.
J.W. Cole?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. So now we need to, discuss, or make a motion for sustaining the penalty, sustaining the violation. So we need to set a penalty. Is there any motions?
I'll make a motion to discuss that,
Okay.
sustaining a penalty or,
So you need to either make a motion to, we've already made the motion to sustain it, so now we need to.
discuss what the
a
penalty
punishment,
is.
Yes.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So you can make a motion to,
I make a motion to discuss the penalty.
No, you don't need to.
no, you don't have to do that. You just need to make a motion to, you want to make a motion for punishment,
And then we'll discuss it.
and then we'll discuss it
Yeah,
I'll make
after
that.
that. Okay.
I will make a motion for a 3-day suspension. June the 20th, I think, is that a week,
Thursday.
2 weeks from today?
Is that 2 weeks from today?
Yes,
Because they do have ABC license,
okay.
and we need to give ABC the chance to come in on this if they so wish.
They do have a, yes,
Okay, so it would be for the business hours of June the 20th, June the 21st, and June the 22nd. So I don't have my calendar open, so I'm reading that off. Somebody fact check me on that.
it's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Right.
Okay.
The business hours of those days, it runs into Sunday morning, I would assume, I'm not sure.
Okay, is there a second?
Yes.
I'll second that.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so we have a second by, Dan.
No.
Well, that's fine, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss the motion.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This would be an ideal case for us to pass on to the new system.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was thinking that, regulatory. Can we do that legal?
You know, we could be, now, I'm supposed to speak to the motion, so I am speaking
Yes,
to the
please.
motion, but maybe as an alternative. It could be that our motion could be to, go ahead and send this to the new regulatory officer, whoever this may be. Is that the right, I've forgotten the right terminology for the person.
Yeah, officers.
Yeah, officers, and let them make the determination of what the punishment should be. Or they could, you know, that might be really confiscating or convoluting the issue. But, I don't know, but 3 days is reasonable
let's
for a
just- yeah.
first offense.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you want to go ahead and discuss that?
No, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all my discussion.
So we have a, motion from Ron to do a 3-day suspension from June the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then we have a, seconded by Dan. Christie? Yes.
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Reginald?
Yes.
Jada?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. So we have a 3-day suspension starting on June the 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
And just to note, they do have the right to appeal this to the Chancery Court. Yeah.
Did you get that?
I'm sorry, I did not. Yeah, we do, you do have the right to appeal this to Chancery Court. I understand, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
I like the way they changed it.
so we will move on to, go ahead. Okay. So we're gonna move on to, discussions. Do we have any discussions? We do need to vote, for chair and vice chair.
No, that's not till the end of July. Am I correct on that?
So my understanding,
Monica said-
based on what Catherine told me, that we would vote today.
Vote today, that's what I thought too.
But
Okay.
he just left, didn't he?
Oh,
Hey, he had an emergency.
An emergency.
okay.
He should be here.
Okay, so for our discussion, that's,
Officer Patton,
Yes, ma'am.
you had whatever it was that you read, did you repeat it for me? Okay, good.
Can you-
Right there.
yes, please, thank you.
Oh, just his written report he read.
So we need to vote on chair, vice chair, and secretary?
Is that,
Then you realize one left.
Yes.
You had an emergency.
Okay, I need to know that so I can put it in the notes.
Yes.
You realize it too. Okay.
is the meeting adjourned? Are they a part of it?
We're gonna take a 5-minute recess.
Hey, now, we have, we did,